If I had to, create a model for the future of Jewish-Muslim relations, or even accepting the existence of Israel, which is a big problem still in many parts of the world, I understand that. Um, I think, that's a very big question. I'm going to go back to education. If you look at some of the work or the articles that have come out, actually in Jerusalem Post yesterday, there was a man who is he's an engineering student in Palestine, and he talked about how he never hears about the Holocaust. And so he actually met a woman who was interviewing a Holocaust survivor close by, and his eyes were completely opened. So I know that education sounds like, okay, it's always the catchword. It is the only way to develop. So if we teach our children, if I teach my daughter and my son that, stay away from Jews or don't talk to Jews, that's not going to work, right? So my kids are being raised around Jews, Christians, Muslims, secular, atheists, because that is the world. That is the world we live in. And Islam says that you should not judge others because that's up to God, right? It's very, very much like Judaism in terms of that. So I think the future of creating this dialogue and reconciliation is about these deep questions, these really hard questions, but to actually educate our kids and in our schools all over in terms of positive perception of Palestinians, or whether it's Arabs, or whether it's Pakistanis, or whether it's Asian Muslims or African Muslims, as well as the other side, right? That Arabs have, for example, I began this journey because I was upset that in the Middle East, my European books had the word Israel and Jew in it. And I was very upset when they used to come with their markers and cross it off. And that began my journey of curiosity. And I wanted to change that. I wanted to change that and understand why that was happening. Or in New York, when my parents were harassed as Arabs, and I said, what's going on here? Why are they asking us to leave this country? What have we done wrong? So these are the questions that are very important. Not everybody will be challenged by them like myself, but if we don't talk about these things, then there is no hope. And I think it's you have me here talking about Zionism openly and about the existence of Israel, and I think it's a great country. I've been there. I created a fellowship, which is building faith through the Holocaust. So we've paired up 3 Manhattan College students. 1 is a Muslim girl, 2 are Catholic, with 3 yeshiva students locally, and 3 survivors. And they met all year, and they worked together. They came to events, like I had them go to, Crystal Nacht, Yom HaShoah, interfaith events, dialoguing. But it was a wonderful experience because the yeshiva students kind of had Holocaust fatigue, honestly, and they started to see the Holocaust differently because they had these other students of other faiths with them, and the stories were different, right? So it was more of a human message. And then the Muslim student of mine was completely taken aback, and she's African, and she just had no idea about the extent of the Holocaust or these stories of the survivors. And the Catholic students just really had no idea that there was anti-Semitism in the church. So all of these really different things were going on, but at the end, it was almost like they created this friendship of 3 different generations, because these are yeshiva students who are a little older, then the Manhattan College students, and then also the survivors. So it was intergenerational, interfaith, and we produced a video in terms of that interview.